Hello internet, my name is Nebulous, and today I want to talk with you all about the ranked experience in Rainbow Six, and how it feels to play the game day in and day out. Now, I want to make one thing abundantly clear before we dive into this video. I love Siege, I really do, and this love of the game is what's primarily made me want to make this video. With that being said, the state of the game, in particular the ranked experience at the moment, is like being in an abusive relationship with an old friend. Sure, you love the game and there's moments of happiness when you guys hang out together, and you have fun playing them from time to time. But those are few and far between the disappointment and frustration that you feel most of the time when you hang out and when you play the game. But we all keep going back and playing the same game because it reminds us of the fun times that we used to have, and we can reminisce about the good old days while we play. So without further ado, and without speaking in any more backwards riddles, let's talk about it, shall we? Real quick before we go any further, if you enjoy the content I do create here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video, because we all know I'm real inconsistent. And if you think your friends would enjoy my content or learn a thing or two, feel free to share my channel with them as well. Alrighty, onto the video. So it's no secret for the last while now that the overall quality of life for Siege players has been on a downwards trend, for everyone from pro players to your generic ranked hero. And while there's a lot of different reasons for that, from the god-awful meta we're currently in that is the utility clearing simulator to the rampant cheating problems that are present in higher elos, there's one problem that in my opinion is arguably worse than all of them, that being the ever decreasing skill gap between ranked, and on top of that, the huge growing difference between the ranked and competitive side of Siege. And just to qualify myself for this video, I've got roughly 1500 hours in game, I've been ranked high plat consistently, and up until earlier this year I played Rainbow Six competitively. Now I'm not trying to big myself up, I'm just trying to say that I've seen both sides of this coin when it comes to playing Siege, which is why I want to make this video and why I feel that I have a good point of view to talk about these issues, since I do spend a large portion of my time with Siege, whether that's playing on or off stream. By the way, we stream over on Twitch, links in the description, or whether it's watching Pro League VODs or just watching VODs in general. I get to play with and experience a pretty broad group of people within the Siege community. But if there's one thing that most of them have in common, it's that they all have the exact same ranked playstyle. Whether I'm playing against high golds or high plats, they all play almost identically to each other, bar maybe the fact that the higher ranked players have slightly better aim and mechanical skill, but even that's not always the case. I find that a large portion of the mid to high plat players, which is who I play with in ranked, seem to have a lack of a lot of the general understanding and a fundamentally flawed view of the game. By which I mean, well, you'd expect your upper tier ranked players to have some strong fundamental knowledge about how to play the game and how to be successful, like understanding team compositions and what operators to bring, how to use their drones effectively, how to use their utility efficiently to set up or break down a defense, and even just down to the best ways to attack and defend each map. Obviously, a lot of these crappy experiences are amplified by the fact that we don't have separate queues for solo or duo, and then 5 stacks, which is often what results in these solo queued players doing their own thing, which can be incredibly frustrating for sure. But this is what my biggest issue is with the current state of Siege. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, every now and then I'll play a game of ranked that is super satisfying and makes me fall right back in love with the game. In fact, I had like a 6-hour stream the other night where we only lost a game or two, where me and my friends were being able to coordinate and communicate with each other, and we were actually able to pull off some pretty good rounds and had a lot of fun. But back to the point, of the 10 or so games we played, although I was only trio queuing, we were actually able to coordinate ourselves enough to win most of the rounds we played. However, generally for every one good game I played, I'll play 3 or 4 games where in the first 30 seconds of the round it's a 3 or 4v5. I've said this for a while now, but I think the thing that baffles me the most with ranked is the complete reversal of playstyles on attack and defense, with how needlessly and overly aggressive players are on defense, contrasted by how incredibly passive and scared players are on attack. The reason this is such a frustrating playstyle to play with is because at its core, Siege is a 5v5 strategy-based, team-oriented FPS game, where the team of 5 with a better operator composition and better strategy should win. So when you're playing a ranked game and every round you essentially start with a man disadvantage because your teammate either went for a run out and got killed or they got spawn peeked themselves, it's obviously going to be super annoying. But it is a bit unfair to fully blame the players themselves for this issue, because in large part this high progressive playstyle is as effective, if not more so in ranked, than playing logically. This brings me to my second point, that being the enormous difference between ranked and competitive play. Now, I'm not trying to say that ranked should mirror competitive, but more, I'm trying to say that high elo players seem to have a flawed understanding of how to actually play Siege. Whether it's because they willingly play like monkeys, or because they genuinely think the hyper-aggressive monkey playstyle is the best, I'm not sure. Either way, it's incredibly frustrating to play with and against. Some of this playstyle is down to map design for sure, with maps like the old Chalet or Canal or Consulate to some extent, but when bomb sites are so incredibly easy to defend by not playing overly aggressive like Oregon Basement or Throne Room on Theme Park, these bomb sites can be so easily defended and ranked with some basic impact tricking or bandit tricking of walls, combined with some basic operator lineups to stall attackers pushing through doors into bomb sites like a Smoke or a Goyo or a Maestro. But because invariably my teammate defenders will be playing unhelpful operators, off-roaming, trading themselves 1-for-1 with an attacker, or just straight up dying, causing a man disadvantage, it makes life a lot harder to actually play these very defender-sided maps. So, I know I've basically spent the last few minutes rambling and ranting about the state of ranked, so let me focus and actually form some thoughts to turn this video into something productive. So, give me 1 second. Okay, so one of the more popular comments I get on my videos is people saying that they really struggle in ranked, particularly because they're often playing without a 5-stack. And I figure now's a good time to answer that question on how you can actually play better. And if there's one thing that separates players from each other skill-wise, it's their ability to work as a team and not just be able to make individual plays. My whole point from this video so far is that players, particularly in higher elo, see the best strategy to win is to try and make these big individual plays each round. I see this even when players are 5-stacking in ranked. These teams rarely have a lot of coordination and teamwork, and that's something you can abuse. Whenever I play ranked with my friends, whether on or off stream, I only really play in a duo or trio. In fact, I prefer not queuing with a 5-stack more because it's simpler to coordinate a smaller stack, because people don't get lazy with these basic skills like flank awareness and all the rest of it. And by adding just a little bit of teamwork, you will start to become such a better player almost instantly, and you'll be able to start recognizing some basic strategies and start realizing how to properly communicate with your teammates. This is one of the fundamental ideas of Rainbow Six that I try to hammer home at every opportunity that I can. Siege is a team-based tactical shooter, and you know what they say about teamwork? It does, in fact, make the dream work. Jokes aside though, teamwork is quite literally the key to winning more consistently, because while being able to make the big individual plays for your team is really good, it's not necessarily a consistent method of getting better and winning more, especially if you're solo or duo queuing. You need to be able to reliably make an impact on the round for your team. This is why in my solo queue video a few weeks ago, I suggested that you play more influential operators like hard breaches and site anchors, so that you can stay on the back line assisting your teammates, whether that's giving them callouts or just opening up the map to assist them in getting kills, because teamwork isn't always necessarily reliant on communication. You can work with your team to accomplish an objective in the round by just playing the right operators for the job. If you're attacking and notice a lack of explosives on your team, pick someone with frag grenades, or if you haven't got a soft destructor and you're playing Consulate, attacking Garage, play Sledge. Moral of the story, play as a team. If you can queue up with a couple of friends, even better, because then you can coordinate pinches and execute basic strategies with them. But even if you're solo, remember, don't be the rank star that we all know you're not. Just play the operators your team needs and play as a team to achieve your mid-round objectives. And by working as a team, you'll almost instantly start to see results as you start winning more consistently. Anyway, that about wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed and learnt a thing or two, feel free to click the thumbs up down below. If you didn't, then click the dislike. I know I've been horrendously inconsistent with my uploads the last couple of months, and I don't really have an excuse other than saying, sorry, my bad, and that I am working on some new videos at the moment, so bear with me. Other than that, I have still been streaming every few days over on my Twitch channel, as well as hanging out a lot more on our community Discord server, so if you want to check out any and all of the things, links are, as always, in the description down below, and as always, happy sieging. Yeah.
On the shield.
Pushing door, pushing door, pushing door.
Yep, pushing. Hold on, swinging. Dead.
Good.
Hold on. Last guy was Akron. I'm spotted, Cam.
It's fine, so am I.
Yep.
Nice.
Fucking easy ad, boys. Good shit. Easy ad, let's go. Good shit, Reg. What a fucking round that was.